So Chess addresses exactly what I've been trying to point out about Midnight Madness for the past month. Chess. Let's talk about it.
Another one.
Battle Booth is half a gang on the low. He half a gang on the low. I'm Battle Booth gang, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
The Battle Booth. If you look him up, y'all go subscribe to his channel.
Oh man, you already know what it is. It's your boy Dro coming at you live and direct from the battle. Boom! This is why though, man. This is why. This right here that we're about to listen to is why, specifically, one of the reasons that I've been talking about this, bro. Because Chess makes a very, very good point. Chess hit the nail on the head when he describes why certain people shouldn't battle on Midnight Madness. You know what I'm saying? Or what the risks are involved battling for Midnight Madness. In this short interview that was uploaded to Hip Hop Is Real, it's a quick interview with Chess. Chess is approached by Hip Hop Is Real, and he's asked about a Lou Castro battle. He's asked if he would battle Lou Castro on Midnight Madness. Chess goes on to explain, right, that he wouldn't really want to, because Chess being overly confident, obviously, but that's beside the point, is saying that if he loses Lou Castro loses his belt, he doesn't get any money, he leaves with nothing, right? He leaves with absolutely nothing. And Chess is telling us that he wouldn't even want that for the bull. He wouldn't even want that for Lou Castro. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of thing, and I'm kind of surprised that Chess is the one that's talking about it, because Chess being the younger, like one of the younger battlers, you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't necessarily be the one that I would expect to understand what's going on here. But Chess himself lets us know that he understands, that he gets what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That he understands. And he wouldn't put himself in that position, like, to do that. This is pretty much summing up exactly what it is that I'm trying to say about this whole topic, right? Is the fact that battlers are going to be battling on Midnight Madness, right? And this is why people like Lou Castro and names like that need to be very careful, because they could very well be caught up in a loop of battling for free on Midnight Madness. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose, you could be caught up in battling. You could be caught up in a loop of battling for free. You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly what Chess is pointing out, is that, bruh, it doesn't even really make much sense, because for somebody like Lou Castro, because if you put somebody like that up against a name like Chess, the chances are that Chess is probably going to win that battle. I'm not being biased or anything, but I'm like, whatever. And either way, whichever way it turns out, let's say Chess beats Lou Castro. Lou Castro loses out on everything, right? Lou Castro's stock drops, everything. You know what I'm saying? He did Summer Madness. Now all of a sudden he's losing battles on Midnight Madness. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, what's going on? If Chess were to lose, same thing. Chess would have to leave with nothing, no belt. Like, that's the situation that I've been trying to describe, right? That's kind of the issue when it comes to, and that's an issue because these battlers go out and they create content, you know what I'm saying? They create battles, they do that, they do this, they do. So at the least that these battlers can get for providing content to you, our own battling, is some kind of like deposit, some kind of like bag, some kind of something, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of guarantee or something. But this Midnight Madness has become a way and a method of completely avoiding having to do that for these battlers, bro. Completely avoid having to, give a bag whether or not you lose, an opportunity, whatever the case is. But let's take a quick listen to what Chess had to say, because I want you guys to hear it.
You really think you deserve this shit? Like, this ain't no underground, like I want him to get paid for this shit. Yeah, because we battling there, he's losing his belt and the money, so he's walking home with nothing. I'm already gonna strip his pride. So if I'm taking his pride, he might as well get a bag for it. You know what I'm saying? I feel you might as well leave with something. Like, I don't want him to leave empty-handed.
Might as well leave with something. And that's my point, right? That's my point when I talk about these things. Is like, bro, when I speak about these, is because I want more for the battlers, like for the artists. Like, I want more for the artists. I want the artists to understand that when you battle for the NBA, you can get yourself a bag, bro. You can get yourself something. Whether it's $500, whether it's $1,000, whether it's $1,500, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something is better than nothing when it comes to you giving up your work, giving up your art, giving up your craft. You know what I'm saying? Like an ownership of, you know what I'm saying, and providing your services, because that's ultimately what you're doing for the company, is providing your services. So at the end of the day, Chess makes a very, very good point when he's talking about if you're gonna get whooped, you might as well get a bag for it, bro. See, last year, if y'all remember, we were having a lot of conversation, and there were a bunch of things that came up last year, some controversial, having to do with knowing and understanding your worth, knowing and understanding your value. You know what I'm saying? And I almost feel like coming into 2022, that is specifically important. And that's where the conversations that we've been having last year, and even sometime the year before that, that's where that comes into play now, right? That's where understanding your worth and understanding your value start to come into play now when it comes to situations like Midnight Madness, right? And you're in a situation where you might have to battle for free or even put up your own money, you know what I'm saying, to battle. But that's where you start to weigh and balance, right, your worth. Like, am I worth this? Like, am I worth something, or am I not worth something? Do I have enough, or do I bring enough value to the table to demand something for battling on this movement or whatever it is? Like, these times are specifically important for those battlers, bro. This is where you separate, you know what I'm saying, those people from the people that don't understand their value, don't understand their worth. This is where we start to separate these people, bro, is in situations like this. Who's going to be dumb enough to fall for giving us consistent content because they don't know and understand their worth? Who's going to fall for that? Who's not going to fall for giving us consistent content, you know what I'm saying, and free content because they understand their worth? Again, for example, last year we had people like Bridge Rothstein, Murder Mook, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of people come out, bro, and literally take a stand, bro, and speak out on knowing their worth and staying true to their value and staying on their square and who they are and what they want and demand and things like that, bro. Again, when it comes to this Midnight Madness, bro, this is what's going to separate those people, bro. This type of situation separates those people that don't understand their worth and those people that do. You know, one question that I get from some of you guys that I'd be glad to answer, right, is like, what do I get out of this? Like me personally, right? Dro, you know what I'm saying? And Dro is short for Pedro. For those of you that don't know my name is Pedro. Dro is short for that, DRO. So that's what you guys hear when I say that in the introduction. Is why do I care? You know what I'm saying? What do I get from this? And I see this question, and I think it's a good question. I think it's a very honest and straightforward good question from some of you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do I get from this? So what if URL is behind this? What do I gain? What do I benefit? In order to understand that, people will need to understand who I am as an individual, as a person, where I come from, how I grew up. People need to understand these things in order to understand, right, why I speak on what I speak on. I'm not a selfish individual, bro. I'm not a selfish individual. The way that I grew up, right, in the public schools in New York City, and you know what I'm saying, shelters and foster homes, and always getting into fights, and I saw the worst parts of the system, bro, and the way that the system is set up and works against, us and our cultures and things like that. Like, a lot of us, go through it. A lot of us, and I went through a lot, you know what I'm saying, when it came to schooling, when it came to this, when it came to that. Like, so I saw things from a different perspective growing up. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up extremely ignorant, you know what I'm saying, because the system failed a lot of us. The system fails a lot of us, and it's created to do so. So when you turn a certain age, right, and you start to realize and understand those things. For me, it was about 19, 20, 21. You start to understand those things, that the system is just, things are just not, they're set up sometimes to work against you and not necessarily for you. You know what I'm saying? So having gone through a whole bunch of stuff through my entire teenage and all those years, right? I started to see that things are not fair. You know what I'm saying? That there's a lot of injustice that happens, bro. There's a lot of, especially starting with like schooling. You know what I'm saying? And the way that schools and public schools are built and set up, like literally like jails. You know what I'm saying? To start to get us into the mindset in public schooling that this is what life's supposed to be like, either jail, you know what I'm saying, or like some slave type 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, and that's the rest of your life. And we're just very limited. Just the system, again, it's just not for us. And I started to understand these things, right, when I started to hit like 20. So when I went to school, right, when I went to Southern New Hampshire University for about a year and a half, I was academically suspended, you know what I'm saying. I never went back, so I didn't finish, I didn't graduate, but I was working towards a bachelor's. And the major that I chosen was education. And the idea, right, what I was getting into, and this was in my early 20s, was to change the education system, was to help change the education system. So to help change the way that kids are being taught, to help change the programs and 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 just the way in which children are learning, right, and going to school and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make it more integrated into, like, you know, it being more project based learning, you know, more hands-on based learning and things like that. So working on different curriculums and things like, so I was into education. You know what I'm saying? I was interning at the State Department of Education down there in New Hampshire. I was doing a lot. I was holding summits, you know what I'm saying, gathering people that were involved in education, bro, to, you know, propose ideas to schools and charter schools. And I was really doing a lot at a certain point in my life when it came to trying to create change. And that's because I'm not a selfish individual. I'm a very selfless person, bro. And I wanted to help change that type of thing. So from when I was young, from when like 10 years ago, I've been the type of person that's like, I want to see change. And the only way that we can see change is if we start to act on it and do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, when I was academically suspended, from there, I was completely removed from everything I was doing. So I couldn't even continue to pursue that anymore. You know what I mean? Then real life starts to hit you, and then you start to have to get a job and start to have to work a 9 to 5. Then things start to change. You know what I'm saying? Then time just starts to go by really quickly. So basically what I'm saying is, that's why I do what I do. My thing has always been about change, bro, and injustice, bro, and speaking out on things that are not right, period. That's really what it is, bro. And again, in order to understand that, like all my boys, like my close friends, bro, my close circle, they know this about me, bro. Like they followed me throughout my life and seen what I've done, and they know me. You know what I'm saying, for these things. But a lot of you guys, unfortunately, like when it comes to the camera and YouTube, people don't really necessarily know you or who you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's really ultimately what it is. And that's it's. I feel like that's evident because I don't make much on YouTube. It's not like YouTube pays me much at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't gain anything in that way for doing this. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I feel like I get from this is bringing awareness, right, to battlers, bringing awareness to the battlers, because at least with more information and the more you know, the better off you are, and the more capable you are of making better decisions for your future and your career. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? But as long as they're not aware that they're battling for the NBA, they won't be able to know that. You can't make fully informed decisions. For example, if these guys had managers, like for example, Geechee Gotti said he's going to start a management label. DNA said he's going to start a management label. Like if some of these guys that are battling for free on Midnight Madness worked with some of these guys and, like, you know, they probably wouldn't be battling for free, bro. They probably wouldn't be battling for free if they had the right management, right? And if they had the right people around them, probably wouldn't be battling and giving up their work for free. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that's just to answer the question that a lot of you guys have when you guys ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you get out of this, bro? What if URLs? I really don't. I get just seeing people in the comments, right, following and understanding me is very gratifying. That's very satisfying for me. You know what I'm saying? As long as I can help to inform even a handful of battle rappers, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? For me. You know what I mean? Like I don't need a big reward, or I don't need a big, payday to do what I do, because I say what I say out of passion, because I truly, really believe, genuinely believe what I'm saying. More reason that I talk about these topics, bro, is because battle rappers cannot. Battle rappers can't talk about these topics like this, bro. Battle rappers, unfortunately, run the risk of being silenced, bro, being blackballed, you know what I'm saying? Being blackmailed, I don't know. Whatever you can think of, bro. They run the risk of ruining relationships, like business relationships, when it comes to the URL. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of reasons why battle rappers can't necessarily come out and talk about these types of things. Anytime a battle rapper comes out and says something that they're not supposed to say, there's a consequence that they have to pay, whether it be contractually, you know what I mean, or whatever the case is. But battle rappers can't just come out and just express these types of thoughts, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's also part of the reason that I decide to speak and say the things that I say. So ultimately, man, Chess, you hit it on the head, bro. You are 1,000,000% right, bro. And more battle rappers should start to understand exactly what Chess is saying when he says that if you're gonna go in there and run the risk of losing, you might as well leave with something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well leave with something. And this type of thing, this when I speak on these things, like, it doesn't matter to me if the supporters and viewers don't necessarily understand what's going on here, because this doesn't matter to us as fans. Like, this doesn't necessarily personally matter to me. It doesn't matter to you guys, you know what I'm saying, that are watching, because the more battles come out, the better it is for us, right? Ultimately, that's why fans really don't care, because for the fans, but this is the thing about being selfish and not being selfish, is like, for the fan, the typical fan doesn't care, because they're going to get a battle regardless of who it is. It's another battle for the fan. But if you're not selfish, right, and you're thinking about the artist, then it's like, we should care, because people are being cheated out of money and opportunities. So I gotta say, that's my rant for today, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Joe coming at you live and direct from the battle.